Oh my God, y'all. Earlier today, I went crazy when I lost my bones, but I found them. So I think it's time we review the second rehearsals from Bulgaria, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, and Croatia. Are you ready? Let's do this! Yes, the songs are running together. We've been here all day, reviewing all day. It's getting dark, but we're going to kick this segment off with Bulgaria and Bones. This is much improved. The first rehearsal was a little too much. There was too much going on. Sometimes, Coco Chanel, she said it. Look in the mirror, take something off, and then go out, okay? And that's what they've done. The green lighting, the kind of toxic sludge is gone. And this is them on a stage. There's some smoke. They're presented in a more interesting way, a more simple way, which ultimately is more interesting and more palatable. It's like, I talked to Borislav Milanov at Philip Kirkorov's birthday, and he said he wanted to show these individual people, separate people coming together slowly, one by one, and that's exactly what happens. You see one person come into frame, then the next person, there's a blending of faces. This was pared back and stronger as a result. I think they have a very strong idea. When we die, our bones are left, yeah? They're loving beyond the material. It's like something higher than us. It's a very spiritual song, and that comes through. You don't have to say it. You feel it in the mystery, and now you can appreciate it because you're not distracted by who's that green superhero, green man, whatever his name is, popping out the back. It just works much better. Very clean, very powerful, very mysterious, very striking. They listen. I think they listened to criticism after their first rehearsal and they tweaked. And I'm trying to think, what do they need to do now? Well, maybe y'all can tell us. What's next? I really enjoyed that today.
Yeah, it was a lot better because the vocals themselves were fine the first time around. It was the staging that let them down. And it was because I felt it was so dark and you couldn't connect with the performers because you couldn't see their faces and they were so shadowy, and then when you could see them they were green. Whereas now there's light and you can see the faces, but it doesn't take away from the atmosphere of the song because they're wearing the black costume and it's still got a very dark feel, but there's elements of light and there's hope there. There are small little things that still need to be fixed, and it's down to just little ticks that I think it's Vlado is the guy with the beard.
Yes.
There's one point where there's himself, the guy from America's Got Talent,
Johnny Manuel,
and the guy from Romanian X Factor,
JJ.
And the three of them are split down the screen, and Johnny and JJ are still, but Vlado is kind of rocking a bit back and forth, and it kind of ruins the effect when they come together because they kind of are supposed to come together as one, and then you see kind of Vlado tipping back and forth, but that's simple to fix.
Vladdy music, stop moving.
He was just fidgeting. But yeah, it was considerably better, and they're still testing out little things because there's the big moment where Jana and the backing singer are doing this big massive note, and Jana holds the mic up like this, and in one shot she kind of had it in front of her, and the other shot she was like this, and so I suppose they're just trying to get the right camera angles for the best look. But they're well on the way to having the end result, and it was so much better, and I think it was probably the biggest improvement of all of them.
So unfortunately I only saw it in passing because it was whilst I was trying to interview Yeva, but I did hear it all, and they obviously sound great, and the little bits that I did see were an improvement. I still don't think it's quite at, because they were second favourite at one point to win. Still, again, I don't think it's quite there, and it is still a little talent showy, but there is an improvement. The vocals is what confuses me a little because I don't know what's Jana and what's the backing vocalist, because maybe I'm crazy and I'm not a vocalist, but I'm pretty certain when you hold a microphone this high up that you can't really get that much power that seems to be coming out of Jana's mouth. Maybe that's just me. Maybe somebody will let me know in the comment section how wrong I am. But when you think, because we met the backing vocalist, lovely girl, but why not just have her on stage if she is the one doing most of the work? Maybe she's not, maybe I'm wrong. Jana, if you are, then you are amazing because you are belting that. But when you think,
You know what? When 200 million people are watching the grand final, they won't even know there's a backing singer, so it doesn't matter. Jana's contribution is definitely there. My eyes go straight to her. She can sing, that's a given, but my eyes go to her. That severe bang, she is serving it. She is the anchor on this big ship, and that ship is sailing to the final. All right, we move on to the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. This This is improved as well. No, this is much improved as well.
it is.
Because it just makes it very clear to me that the problems we had with this after the first rehearsal were not down to the artist, it was down to the camera cuts. The producers just hadn't worked out their camera cuts, and now it makes a lot more sense, and they're less lost, and they're more found. There's this one shot where the lead singer Maria is walking, and there's like a glitch, and then suddenly her outfit has changed, and it's because, you know, she quickly takes it off. And it's really nice. She reveals this kind of gray and red, I don't want to say studded, it looks metallic, and her breasts are kind of outlined by evil eyes. You know what I'm talking about? It's a very striking look. It's definitely making a statement, all seeing, all knowing, all over her, honey. Very interesting. I think the Boyan, he looks so good. I think we always talk about Maria being beautiful, but Boyan looks really good in that shirt. It's a very good style for you. I suggest it. Topshop has very similar things. Yeah, it's a good look for you. Keep going down that route. In any case, much improved. They still need to refine some of the angles, let's not lie, because at times you want it to look smooth and fluid in the midsection, and at times it doesn't. And I think the dancers and the singers are going to the right places. It's just that the cameras are not tracking them as they're meant to.
Yes, there still are issues, but there's not as many.
Yeah.
Because for one big problem in the first rehearsal was when they were doing kind of the signature dance move, you know, where she's like, no way back, no way back. And they were doing that, but we just had close-ins of their face, and they have the finger, and you can't see them wagging their finger. And you could today. And the dress reveal, when it's done right, it looks very good, and with the glitch. But once or twice they did it, and we saw her taking it off, and it's not taken off like in a particularly glamorous way. It's not like Bucks Fizz style where it's ripped off. She's just like taking off a jacket basically and just leaving it on the floor. So we need the glitch to work properly, because otherwise it's kind of like, oh, that's not that glamorous. But it did work a lot better, and once again, Maria's vocals were perfect.
Oh, yeah.
They just need to get everything right and try and up the party feel. I don't think it quite has that party feel yet, but I think that's down to the camera angles and being in the right place at the right time.
Still not qualifying though at the end of the day. Like, based on that, yes, there are improvements, but it's still nowhere near. The run of songs that are before it are just so much, honestly, like the staging is just so much better. And it pains me to say this because I love the song, but the staging's still not very, like, the glitches are more frequent, which does help, and I guess that it ties it all in together, but they still focus on the backing dancers too often. The end shot, it takes forever for them to get to the bridge, and it's too wide. The dress reveal doesn't work because you see it happening. I'm being very shady at the moment, and I realize that maybe I need to eat, but I'm sorry, like, Macedonia, time and time again, it's the staging that lets it down. Whoever is doing that, if it's the same person each time, needs to, well, yeah. I just think that there is so much potential, and it annoys me when that potential is being thrown away.
Optimism has been lost, but let me help you find it. This has a different tonality. It almost, yes, it's tropical house in a way, it's a little reggaeton, whatever, but ultimately it actually has a 50s, 60s vintage vibe to me. There is this vintage sound. It's like, not that I'm at a diner, it just has a different tonality, a totally different, it feels completely different. And so even if the songs around it may have more epic staging, I think this is a very strong song, and that is still coming through. If they can look less lost, and that is down to the cameraman, I do think this still has a chance. I am keeping the faith. Again, I quote Tamara Gachachaladze from Georgia 2017. I think the leaps and bounds they've made today, if they can do that again for the dress rehearsal, I don't think qualifying is out of the picture. I do agree with you that it is an uphill battle, but I think they're getting closer. I really do.
Here's the thing, I would love it to be in the final because I love the song that much. I think I am, it's just time and time again with Macedonia. It's like at the point where we're always like, they could do this, they could do that. At some point, just do it, please, because you have great songs. You had a great song last year, you have a great song this year. Please just get it right out of the box rather than constantly having to wait for them to improve it.
Ooh, do you feel the heat? It is getting warm. I feel a sensual woman on the horizon. I'm feeling a little crazy, y'all. Franka is in the house. Let's keep it real. biggest grower of the competition thus far, from pre-Eurovision till now. She's going to the final. I'm not concerned. Today was just mesmerizing. She's beautiful to look at. I see her. She's like this Venus, this gorgeous Venus from the Balkans. I want to take her home. I want to stare at her, comb her hair, tell her how much I love her. She's got a Shiba Inu, and that dog is loyal to her, and he's loyal because she is fierce. She is protective. She has a motherly, warm quality, but she's also sheer seduction. I could go on and on. I'm sounding heterosexual. Obviously, I am not. I just think she is beautiful, and yet she's got a beautiful voice, and that's what I love. People can say, oh, she's a pretty face. She's more than a pretty face. She is a voice. One of the best voices here. One of the best voices here, and it fits this song. It fits this style. Croatia, don't book an early flight home because you ain't going nowhere. We're going to see you on the Saturday after the Tuesday, and we'll see you on Wednesday at the WeWe Jam.
Yeah, well, see, many acts went home after their first rehearsal with a lot of homework to do. Yeah. But Franka was kind of top of the class, that she didn't have much that she needed to improve. So she came back and gave the same homework in, and she got her A star again. And it's her professionalism and her star quality is kind of shining through.
Yeah.
Whereas if we think of a similar jazz number by Laura Rossato in semi-final 2, they're very similar, but Franka has the experience that she has close to a decade worth of exposure to being like top of the Croatian charts, whereas Laura is kind of a newcomer, up and coming star, and it shows in the performance, and you're able to contrast and compare. And Franka just oozes confidence, she oozes sensuality, she oozes talent, and it's just amazing how she's managed to transform such a mediocre song into such a captivating package.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that there is a lot to praise Croatia for, actually, and it's almost the opposite of Macedonia. They have taken what could have been a very black. I think that the song is a little bland still, but the staging, just because of her and how captivating she is, they made the right decision of focusing on her. There's still a few moments where I would wish there was maybe a bit more intimate lighting or just something else going on there, because they do still pan out every now and again. I would almost just say keep it very close cropped, almost like what was your French woman in L'Enfer et Moi?
Amadine Bourgeois.
Yeah, because they had those great ones of her where it was like her hand or this. Yeah. You could almost do that because she's so sensual and beautiful that you could just, I want to look at her because she's so beautiful, like literally, again, sounding heterosexual, definitely not.
Sensuality.
But she's just alluring. And
oh my God.
Yeah. So fair play, like, work with that, and I think that she has a real shot of making the final after being one of those ones where we were completely writing her off beforehand. Fair play, Miss Franka, you are...
You know what, I wouldn't even put a top 10 finish out of the picture here if she, depending on the running order, depending on how the other acts do.
Because there's nothing else really like it that's just a female ballad like that.
Latvia's trying.
Latvia's trying, but failing.
Yeah.
Even Lithuania is something different, I guess, and all the other ones, like Fuego, Netta, people like that, in this semi-final. There might be somebody I'm obviously forgetting, but I don't think there is. They're all slightly different, but Franka's voice and just the way that they're doing it,
Ooh.
Yas, queen.
Yeah, Yas Queen got direct line to Zagreb. How y'all doing? Congratulations. Look, that is what we think. What do you think? Are you lost? Are you found? Do you feel a little crazy? And how your bones doing? Let us know here on wiwibloggs.
It's been a long day. We've uploaded a lot of videos and we still have a couple more to do. So make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss any of them.
And make sure to leave those likes.
Can we eat dinner afterwards?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do this. We'll see y'all later. Bye.